Welcome to Everything But the Kitchen Dink, the podcast where we discuss all things pickleball with your hosts, Rob and Andy.
And welcome back to Everything But the Kitchen Dink, sponsored by the Pickleball people. Yeah, welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody.
All right. It's been a while since we've had chance to sit down. There's so much going on.
My stomach's turning.
Why?
I'm just bursting. We've got so much to talk about. And this was supposed to be last week, but then we both had shit weeks and it just didn't materialize. But thanks to Ellie Green for joining us.
Yeah, good interview. Lots happening on the circuit. So
it's really exciting.
Yeah, it is actually, which I'll get into a bit later. We've got loads coming up for you. We're going to talk about shoes. We're going to talk about life. Just so much to get into. But where should we start? Because
can I just say before we start?
Yeah.
I know we did a little debrief last week on Ron Ponder, but there's just something that sticks in my mind from that.
Something
episode.
Actually sticks in your mind.
Yeah. Well,
you haven't forgotten.
There's always one thing.
Go on.
There's one thing I always remember. This one, and the reason I'm mentioning it is because people have already mentioned it to me.
Right.
About the change with the serve. I'll go into it.
The drop serve.
Yeah. But because Ron said that was his biggest wish.
Yeah.
And if you've not listened to that episode, go back. It's only a couple back. Go and listen to that because it's really good. And his biggest wish was to get rid of just to have the drop serve as the only serve.
Well, it's hard for referees, isn't it? Because obviously everyone's serve is quite close to the bone. So,
but I was playing a couple of weeks ago, and somebody pulled me aside and said, "Look at that serve," and
what?
Because he'd listened to it,
yeah,
and said yes, and it just would make life so much easier.
Well,
if we just went to the drop serve.
Well, they do it in padel, and it's, it makes
sense.
Do they? Yeah, it's a drop serve in padel.
You're obsessed with padel.
It's a drop serve.
Yeah.
Why don't they just bring it in?
I think
it solves all the problems.
Have you noticed that at our club, no one does the drop serve?
No. Well, there might be one person.
Well, there is actually one person.
Yeah.
You've not met him yet.
Right. Okay.
Now, I think that people think the drop serve it's an inferior serve. And I think that's part of the problem. And let me tell you, it is, if used properly, it is not inferior by any stretch. Now, this one person who's just joined our club, a really, really good player, tennis player, fantastic at pickleball, does the drop serve.
And I've not met him yet. It
is impossible to return. It is
really
so good.
Well, what's he doing?
Maybe not impossible.
Is he putting spin on it?
Yeah, spin, back spin, side spin, every kind of spin.
Well, okay.
And it comes at you powerful. And it comes from a different trajectory. I'm still struggling with that
trajectory. I'm excited.
Not even been on the sherry.
Yeah, we need to get some sherry.
So, and I think that's part of the problem. And it was just because somebody pulled me up at the league that I was at a couple of weeks ago and said, it's almost every session, and I'm sure everybody out there is shaking their head now and saying, yeah, every time you go somewhere, you do see somebody with a questionable serve. And I would just love that change. It would be amazing for the game. That's just my thought.
I'm actually in agreement for the first time with you.
Wow.
I know.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
I actually think that the drop serve is the way forward for pickleball. And if we want to make it a sport that, everybody's equal at, then the drop serve is the way to go.
I feel,
and also for referees, because it's so much easier for them.
Do you feel that people think it's an inferior one?
Yeah, I do. I do think people think that. And I also, there are people all over the place that I see with very, very dodgy serves, quite high.
Yeah.
Or
even borderline, you don't know.
But even if you pull them up, the next serve, they do perfect. So they know they're already. It's almost like they know what they're doing.
But I have sympathy for that person as well, because they don't know, and also if they're never pulled up on it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest.
And I agree with you.
Okay,
thank you.
Good for you. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with our last couple of weeks?
Should we talk about the negative things first and get them out of the way?
Yeah, let's get them out.
Because it's been a tough couple of weeks. I've had. I'll start with me because I had a bit of a health scare and I ended up having to have a minor operation, which it's kept me out of pickleball for. Well, I'm still not properly back.
Let's see your scar.
You're not seeing my scar, but basically, I had to have stitches. It was a bit of an ordeal. And it's taken me a while to sort of, well, I couldn't play with the stitches. I had to rest for a week. And then when the stitches came out, I had to basically wait another 2 weeks, which I didn't. And we had the team league in pickleball, which was really important because it was the last team league event. And we had to finish in the top 3 of Division 1. I mean, we've been in Division 1 all the way through the team league, and we've always finished in number 1 or number 2 spot pretty much. I don't think we've ever been 3rd, but we had to finish.
Yeah, it was a big day and you had to be there.
I had to be there.
But you also had the issue that you knew you needed to have this procedure.
Yes.
Which, by the way, your boobs look fantastic. But we had Rotter, so you couldn't have it until the day we got back from.
Correct.
The day after we got back from Rotter.
Yeah.
But then you've still got this huge league event that we'll go into later.
Yeah.
So you were. It was very tight on time for you.
Yeah, it was really tight. And basically, I said when I went to have my stitches out, I basically had my stitches out on the Wednesday and we were playing on the Sunday.
Yeah. And you didn't want to play on the Thursday either, did you?
No.
It was too soon.
Too soon. And I said to the nurse there who took the stitches out, can I play? Got this important match. Can I play pickleball? She's like,
what's pickleball?
Yeah. And I said, it's a racket sport, the usual. And she said, well, I'll give you, you shouldn't really, but I'll give you these sort of, they're like butterfly stitches.
Right, okay.
Which
like stickers.
Yeah, like, they hold your scarring, whatever, in place. So I put them on, I put a pad on, but I've got to say, I mean, are we talking about that event now?
No, let's
okay,
wait.
we'll talk about it after.
Yeah. But basically,
I played and we ended up finishing 3rd. And we qualified for the team finals. Okay, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll get into that.
So that was my couple of weeks. And
how did you feel for that 2 weeks? Were you sort of?
Oh, it was awful. It was bad enough when I broke my foot. But this is almost.
Well, that was bad because you were climbing over a 1 foot high barrier.
This was actually worse because it wasn't any of my legs or my arms. So
yes, yeah.
In a way, it was worse because I feel like
point.
I could actually.
Because physically,
yeah. So I think it was actually worse, but the time goes quick. But I feel like I've lost everything now. I feel like I need to we've got like an important match next week for the team league thing, but I feel like I need to get some games under my belt now before then because I just feel like I've lost everything, even though it's been 2.5 weeks.
All right, calm down. We'll get into that. I've already had, for anyone wondering, I've already had phone calls over the last few days that you're done with pickleball. You're never going to be good again and you've forgotten how to play a shot. But you'll be all right. We'll get on to that.
So that was my couple of weeks. And you? Well, you had a bit of
I sort of intimated when we did the little intro before Ellie Green in the last episode for One Pickleball. I sort of intimated that, we've been playing for 3 years now and we're still learning. And there was one big lesson I learned. Basically, I'm obsessed with pickleball. I don't think that's a secret. It's quite a common thing. But the problem is, whenever there's pickleball to be played, I can't say no. It's like, if you remember from the 80s, just say no to drugs.
Yeah, you can't say no.
This is my drug, and I can't say no.
I understand, because I'm the same.
I just can't say no. Yeah. So I feel like I should have, if you're too young, I'm sorry, but if I had Zammo here just say no, that might have helped me. But basically, obviously, that we're dog lovers.
Yeah.
It's been a really tough. I don't know if I wanted to talk about it, but the podcast is, we pour our heart out, we're genuine, and basically, our Labrador, who was approaching 15, had a sharp decline. I mean, basically, it's 15 years, and we knew it was coming.
To be honest, it's been a woof couple of weeks, hasn't it? Yeah, do you like that one? Thank you.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I decided, as a commitment to you as much as to me, I decided that I wanted to do the Northwest League.
Yeah.
I've mentioned it many times. I've slagged it off many times.
Yeah.
but I decided that it was the right thing to do. It was good for me. And I went last month and it was great. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at, I couldn't tell you where I finished. I think I won 6 games. I don't think I won it. I don't know. I didn't look because I've changed my attitude towards it. I just wanted good.
Yeah,
games.
it's good play. It's, you know, it's good practice.
So this one was coming up, and it was announced maybe, I think it was less than a week before the date.
Yeah.
So, you know, it all comes down to court availability, and
I would have played, to be honest, if I didn't have, you know, I would have been in it.
It was when there was a heat wave.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, and to be honest, just as a sidetrack, I heard on the news they were talking about this heat wave, and they were saying it's day 4 of the heat wave. Anyway, this heat wave never materialized for us. When it was day 4 for the heat wave, it was day 1 in Manchester.
Yeah.
So this was supposed to be more of the heat wave. So loads of people cancelled. I guess they planned days out for the family and everything.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to cancel, but the day before, the dog had a very sharp decline.
Yeah.
And then I decided that I was going to go because I knew there was a lot of cancellations. And Elaine, who puts it on, had told me there'd been 14 cancellations.
Wow. Okay.
Now, in 5 divisions of 6 people, that is a hell of a lot.
It is, and it's hard to organise, isn't it? So
yeah. So I didn't want to let her down. I didn't want to cancel on the Sunday morning. I'm leaving at 10 o'clock to go there. It's an 11 o'clock start. I didn't want to cancel. I'm obsessed with pickleball, and I went.
Right.
On the way, I get a call from my wife saying that it's time. We have to do it. We have, you know.
It's not what you want to hear when you're on the way.
And I know if you're not a dog lover, you probably
you
don't
won't get
understand.
it,
but if you are, then you get it 100%.
Yeah.
And I've got this all going on in my head.
Yeah.
That it's going to happen on the Monday, and it's a very weird situation because you know it's going to happen, but it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, but it's never easy.
However, I shouldn't have gone to play pickleball, but I had this going around in my head that I didn't want to let anyone down, and also I wanted to play pickleball. I want good games, and you know you can get a situation where we've talked about it many times in the past where pickleball can be an escape as well. So I thought maybe it'll be an escape for me.
But it was the opposite.
It was a mess.
It was a disaster.
I should have just said no. It was a mess. I was a mess, and in my own selflessness of not wanting to let anyone down, I felt that I actually did let people down because I wasn't there. So I couldn't play a shot. Everything I'd learned with you over the previous couple of months about steady game, I was banging everything. I hit so many into the net, and I think the lesson I learned here is just say no. You know, if you can't play, because I didn't enjoy it. It was horrendous. I couldn't wait to get out of there. People knew something was up, but you know, I didn't really. A couple of people knew. Others just felt something wasn't right, and it was just, well, it was just horrendous. So I didn't think that I'd ever get asked back again. It was horrendous. I won 2 games. The 2 games I won quite easily, actually. But it was just I didn't represent myself. It was a mistake to go. And then obviously the next 24 hours and the following week were horrendous. And I didn't play pickleball. And I was happy then. I didn't want to play.
Well, there's a lesson to be learned here, and the lesson, as well as saying no, is how important your mind is when you're playing pickleball, and how important focus is when you're playing pickleball. Because we've all done it. We've all been there on a court where we're playing, and then your mind sort of wanders onto what am I having for dinner tonight? Well, that's what my mind wanders to, or whatever, or did I take the dog for a walk? Or
no, but you're right. You know,
but your mind just wanders.
You could be thinking about work the next day,
and you switch off for that split second, and you're out the game. So,
and I had no focus, and that was the thing.
The lesson here is, I mean, obviously, it's different for your situation, but when we're playing pickleball, focus is so important in the game. We have to be focused on what we're doing. We can't be letting our minds wander, because as soon as that happens, as I said, you know, it all goes out.
It doesn't matter about what you've learned and your tactics.
No.
You know, and I played some. There were moments where I played some nice shots, but overall, it was just, you know, that's the lesson. If your mind's not there, and you know your mind's not there, you know, I mean, when I thought afterwards,
Mm.
if I'd have called up at 10 o'clock and said, I'm really sorry, the league would have gone on.
Yeah.
They'd have managed, they'd have found a way. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't hanging on me turning up or not.
No.
Well,
you went, and fair play to you. You went, and
yeah.
you know. I just want to go back a bit to Rotter, and something that you faced in Rotter that I've never actually come up against. And you played against a couple of deaf players, didn't you?
Yes, I forgot to mention.
Yeah,
this,
I mean, you forgot to. So just tell us about how that worked, because I mean, people obviously, I don't know how it works with deaf players, and I actually thought that maybe it was a separate thing where deaf players will play other deaf players, but obviously not.
Yes, it's not like wheelchair pickleball.
No. So,
and it was interesting because it was only on the day when I found out, and then my mixed partner said, you know, that's who we're playing, and explained to me that, you know, it's going to be a different kind of game. Not in playing.
No, I guess the game's the same, but obviously the score and the way you would communicate would be different.
Now, we had to communicate with sign language. I mean, it was hard enough with the Spanish on the other side, who I was saying it in English and they were saying the score in Spanish.
Yeah.
But we had to do obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is
right.
fine.
Okay.
And
then
when
you get past that, so
it was over to someone else to.
Right.
So it was sort of. It wasn't. You know, I'd like to have learned, like I would have remembered.
Yeah, exactly.
I could have studied before and I've still forgotten.
Yeah.
But my mixed partner was quite good at it because she'd experienced it before.
Oh, okay.
But it was really good actually because it slowed the game down. Everybody sort of was signed to when, you know, before every serve, so we knew, and it was said slowly, and everybody made sure, and they were doing the hand gestures just to make sure that we were getting it right. And it was quite a good experience actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that up because I know that happened and we forgot to mention it. It's never happened to me before, but you know, it'd be interesting to do that and play against some deaf people, just to have the experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. What have you got next for me? Right.
Okay. So do you want to talk about the? So we go on. We have our weeks, and then we go on to talk about. Well, let's talk about the team league.
Okay. So the team league, as I was talking about earlier, we've done really well. As I said, we've been in the top division every.
I think there's 9 divisions in our region.
Yeah. Every month we've been up there, and it was just a case this month of I obviously wasn't 100%, and when I ended up playing, excuse me, I wasn't smashing the ball. So because I had this thing on my chest when I was lifting my arm up, I was very, very conscious of not splitting it open. Basically,
I don't think there was a chance of that. I felt that
there probably wasn't.
I felt that it was.
But I was playing with that.
Consciously. Yes. That was on your mind, and I totally understand.
In fact, one of the guys from Wales, who I absolutely adore, lovely guy, came over to me and said, "You're not smashing like you normally do." And I said, "No, because I've had this thing done." And
then he proceeded to lob you every shot.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know who you are. So it was tough. It was really tough.
I think you struggled mentally.
Yeah, I did.
Focus.
I hadn't. That was the first time I'd played in over 2 weeks.
You were coming in cold. It was very difficult, and it was a very high standard because
it was
not only
because everyone was in the same boat.
Not only was it Division 1.
Yeah,
it was. Everybody knew that it was. I don't know why it was done this way, but there's no cumulative score over the season.
Yeah,
there must have been about 9 months play.
Yeah,
and like you say, we're probably one of the few that had stayed in Division 1 throughout.
Yeah.
And won it most of the time.
Yeah.
But there was no cumulative score. So it was all on that day. If you finished in the top 3 out of 4, then you went through.
Yeah.
And when I say go through, it's the grand final next week.
Yes.
For all the teams.
Which is in Leeds.
Around the country.
The Don Charles Centre. Yeah. So we're going to be playing on the different courts again.
We'll be playing on the courts we love.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. I just love playing on those courts.
Yeah.
So we actually... I mean, it was tough. It was a tough day. We ended up finishing third in the group, so we made it to the finals.
I mean, we scraped through.
We did scrape
You
through.
know, we won our first game. I don't think we won a mixed game.
No,
sorry, I don't think we won a men's
We didn't.
game.
We didn't.
No, it was difficult.
The ladies actually got us through, to be honest.
Yeah.
They were brilliant, and we made it through, and hopefully we'll perform better next weekend. I will be back, hopefully, to my best.
But it was rally scoring as well,
which I don't like. Yeah.
Which, when you're not feeling great, and then, you know, I do feel that we use it as an excuse.
I just think fine with rally scoring.
I don't like it.
The thing with rally scoring for me is you can't get into a momentum. So I'll serve, for example, and we'll win the point, or we'll win the point, let's say. Well, then I'm not feeling good. My serves are good. I'm playing well. Then the serve goes straight to you. You know, you don't get to serve again.
Yeah.
I just feel that momentum in rally scoring, you know, you win a point, and then if you make a mistake, you also lose a point.
Do you feel like you played, regardless of everything else that was going on with you, do you play within yourself as well?
I just wasn't. You know, you talk about focus.
Yeah.
I don't think I was focused for the whole thing, for the obvious reason. So, you know, I think that's key.
You didn't really have to worry too much about the serve going to your partner, did you?
What do you mean?
Well, obviously you had to win the point for that to happen.
Yeah, you're right. You might try the drop serve though.
We've said that a few times and never persevered, but I think it suits a tennis player. That's the difference. The two that I know that use it well are both tennis players.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, I don't see why it suits them better, because they
ground
serve
strokes,
overhead.
I mean, but you know, yeah, I know, but your ground stroke, your forehand lends to it, doesn't it?
I'm going to try it.
Okay. So where were we? Yeah. So I think, you know, it's another one of these where, you know, you can't beat yourself up. I reflected afterwards, and a lot of the games were close. You know, yes, you were targeted with your overheads and everything, but I think, I don't know, I just think coming in cold was probably the toughest thing for you.
Yeah, it was a tough,
and it was a very high standard.
I'm just happy we got through
the highest standard. So thankfully, we won our first game, and that was the difference, because the team who finished fourth, who don't go to the final, didn't win a game at all. So yeah, we'll report on that.
And also the team that finished top of the second division got through to the finals, didn't they?
Yes.
So I don't know who that was. Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay, I just want to tell you about an experience that I had.
Is it pickleball?
It is pickleball, yeah. I actually told you, but I'm going to tell everybody else now.
Okay.
So I was at a restaurant.
Oh, yes.
And I was having dinner.
Yes, I like that story.
We were with a few friends, and basically, as I walked in, I saw a table of people that I know in the community, lads my age, and they said hi as I walked in, and that was it. As we were finishing our desserts, I can't remember if I had desserts, but we were just finishing up. They came over to the table to say hi, and it was like, have you ever seen like tigers when they're after their prey? It's like they all gathered round and they attacked me. They basically said,
how did it start?
Oh, it was like, there he is, the pickleball boy, you know, the usual
so
stuff.
You're well known for it.
Yeah. And then it was, don't you think you've chosen Betamax over VHS, and padel's the VHS, and you've chosen the wrong sport to play? And I'm like, well, no. Have you ever played pickleball? And they're like, well, padel's so much better. And have you ever played padel? And why don't you play padel? Why you play? I said, look, have you ever won a medal in padel? He said, no, but you've only won a medal because no one else is playing it. You know.
Well, he's probably right.
Yeah, that's true. It was just like,
it was like a barrage.
It was a barrage of abuse I got for playing pickleball. And I was sat there, and I was just like, why can't we just coexist?
I mean, you were quite upset when you called me.
I was just so annoyed that they would think about doing that, you know, but let them play padel. Go and enjoy padel. That's fine. I like pickleball. I love pickleball. That's my game. I love playing it. Why should I be abused for that?
And shamed.
And they went on saying, well, he's nowhere to play pickleball. Well, padel's all over the place. And I was like, yeah, we're a bit behind with purpose-built centres, but they will come. and then pickleball will take over paddle, and you'll see the difference. I was trying
Oh,
I know, yeah. I was trying to.
But then the prey goes in for the kill.
Yeah, and this went on for about.
And what happened when you said that? I bet they didn't like that.
They were just laughing at me. It went on for about 5 minutes, but.
And what about the people you were with? Were they joining in?
Well, no, not really, because then none of them play pickleball, so it was just an attack.
I bet you were pining for me.
Yeah, I could have done with you. I don't know if anyone else has ever had this experience where people have abused them for playing pickleball.
I mean, I get
or
digs.
shamed them.
I get digs all the time, and then particularly when something's in the news about a celebrity in pickleball, or something's in the news about a centre opening, it's like I'm the focus for that. And a couple of people have said to me, maybe jokingly, that, oh, you picked the wrong sport. Well, what if you played badminton?
Yeah.
Would they have come up and said that?
Exactly.
Like,
it's a nonsense.
I've actually thought a lot about this since you told me this story.
Right.
Like, what would I say in that circumstance?
It's hard because it happens very quick.
And I think, yes, you're right. It's easy after the event to say, well, I should have said this.
Yeah.
But, having you had this, I'm sure this will happen again.
Yeah, probably.
And
I'm always getting abused, whether it's at home, whether it's, I get abused every day.
What if I played cricket?
Yeah.
What if I played badminton? What if I played ping pong? You know what? Why does it matter to them?
Well,
so they like paddle. There's room.
The thing is, they're probably all rubbish at paddle, and they've probably been playing for about 6 months. But who cares? Go play paddle.
There was somebody who came to my office, somebody local, who you'd asked to, right in the beginning, to come and play pickleball, and you couldn't get him to play, and tennis player.
Yeah.
And then over the time, we'd started playing paddle, and I'd not seen him for a while.
Right.
And then he came to the office for something.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I played pickleball the other day.
Oh.
And he said, he sort of intimated that he was like not wanting to give it credit.
Right, okay.
But he said he played it, must have been for a couple of hours, because he said he progressed and played. And he said that he said he was okay at it, but when he got to a higher level with better players, he said then he didn't have the strategy, and those players dominated him.
Yeah.
But that to me was somebody who wouldn't touch pickleball a couple of years ago. So, it's those people are probably like that in all walks of life.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
And I think if that situation happens again, you might handle it differently. And I would say that with you having gone through that, I would say, well, okay, if you don't like pickleball, don't play pickleball.
Well, I did say that. I said, look, I'm not forcing you to play pickleball. I play it. End of story.
It's like somebody being vegan and coming up to you and telling you you shouldn't be eating meat.
Yeah, they're right.
What,
you should be eating meat. Yeah, so that wasn't a nice experience, but you're right. I will be better prepared next time. It was just the shock of it. I didn't expect it. It was like they swooped in. Like,
you're right, and then when you.
When you're out for a meal,
when they
you're
open
not expecting
fire,
it.
no, it's like you're totally caught unaware.
And there's 3 of them as well, all coming from different angles. It was like, you
should have said to them, look, I'm earning a fortune playing for and then see the faces.
Yeah, if only it was true.
I did feel bad for you, because you don't need that when you go out on a Saturday night.
No, you don't.
I'm going to stay with you at all times. You obviously need me.
So, something else I want to discuss as well is actual tournaments, because you're not going to believe this when I say this, but
do I need to dig out some archive footage?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, some clips. I can't believe how many pickleball tournaments I am seeing now in the UK.
Wow.
Now, I never thought I'd say that, because we went through a period where it was like, we need more tournaments. I remember it's probably about 12 months ago. I don't know. But there are now the problem is, and the problem I've got, and I don't know about everybody else, because there are too many tournaments, how do we know which one to go to? How do we know which tournaments are going to have the more competitive
Right. Well,
play?
let me answer that for you. A while back, we said, probably a year ago, we said we need to be doing more tournaments.
Yeah.
And we consciously set out to do more tournaments this year. Now, which one should you do? It's difficult because there's a pressure tournaments are not only appearing more and clashing, but they're selling out.
Yeah, exactly.
So the answer is the first one that you can register for is the one that you need to do.
Well, I guess it all depends on when you can do them as well.
Yes, but as long as you are playing in a tournament, and that was our commitment, then does it matter?
I guess
it's a nice problem to have, but now I know you're sending me tournament notifications, and I'm saying, well, we're doing
this one, we're doing that one.
Yeah.
While we're talking about tournaments, I can't find it now, but I'm looking for it. Our sponsors, the Pickleball People, are doing a tournament in August.
Yes.
So have a look at that. I can't find.
Well, it's pickleballpeople.co.uk. So go on there.
Have a look at that tournament. I'm actually doing that one. You're away, so
I'm away. So I'm loaning you out.
Yeah, so that should be interesting.
Yeah.
So have a look at that one.
See how
it's actually good because it's local to us. Now all the other tournaments are pretty much down south, which is fine, and we get it. And if we want to play, we'll travel.
It's creeping up.
But on a positive note, we have loads of tournaments now, so fantastic. I just wanted to say that.
Okay. Well
so go on, crack on.
You still done with pickleball, or you back?
I'll let you know after I play next.
Okay. Right.
I've not had a new paddle for a while though.
It's interesting you say that because I've said to you, there's lots of we've often talked about the calm before the storm, and there's been a marked sort of emptiness in the market of major brands not releasing. And since we've done the last podcast, the Diadem have released a range of 9 paddles in the Blue Core range. So the foam is starting to
Selkirk have got a new one out.
Yeah. And I've said to you, have you bought it yet?
No.
Have you bought it yet?
No.
What's going on? It's your caravan, isn't it?
No, we'll save that for another episode.
Right, okay.
I just feel that for me at the moment, I need to just stick with one paddle. I just need to focus on playing with one paddle.
Is that why you're saying this is my favorite paddle and then you use something different?
Well, I've got 2 that I'm using and I'm sticking with them at the moment. I'm not saying I'm not going to test other paddles, but at the moment, for my own sanity, I just need to stick with these 2 paddles. And I like them, and they both...
You've got no sanity.
No, that's true. And they both do different things for me. And if I'm not feeling it with one of the paddles, I'll pull the other one out. So I just feel at the moment that that's where I am with paddles. I don't want to start buying any more at the moment. And we're going to America soon. So I'll probably end up buying one while I'm there.
What have you got your eye on?
Well, I quite like the look of the new Selkirk one, to be honest.
Right. And it's cheap. It's £200.
Quid.
Well, it's cheap for them. Considering that the new one's coming out around, the Perseus Pro 4.
Well, just talking about Selkirk. So normally they've got their Invicta, the S2, and the
Epic.
The Epic. They're doing away with that now.
Right.
So they're not having.
I could never get to grips with that.
They're going to have the elongated one, which is the new shape, and then the wide-bodied, and I think that's going to be it. So this new paddle they brought out is called what's it called?
No idea.
Era. Is it the Era paddle? I think it's called the Era.
Okay.
You
sent it. You sent it to me, and I thought normally in the past when you sent it to me and you say this looks good, you've already got it on order.
That's true. Not this time.
This is unbelievable. Like I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I mean, the last paddle you bought was it when you went to America in January?
No, the last paddle I bought was the Carbon True Foam from the
okay, fine. I don't know why I keep thinking you bought that in America, but
no.
Okay.
That was the last one I bought, and that's what I'm still using as well as the Yola one, but completely different paddles.
Yeah. Plus there's the Diadem, and hopefully, I don't know if we can.
We will be getting more to test anyway. Well, also we got the Zebra, the new Zebra one.
Right. Well, I want to talk about that one. I'm not going to do a review yet.
No.
Because to do a review, I want to use it properly.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I decided I'd had a week off, and then it came to Tuesday. This Tuesday, you weren't going to be there.
Yeah.
And I thought, what, great opportunity. I dabbled with this paddle, and as I said previously, I didn't feel like...
It's called the Osprey, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
didn't feel like there was a drop-off from a Pro 4.
Yeah.
Now, it's not the same paddle. It plays similar. for me at this stage, I still want to test it more. It doesn't have the same amount of pop as the Pro 4. However, I was awesome on Tuesday and I used it the whole night. Now, on Sunday, when I was a mess, the previous Sunday, I used both paddles. It wouldn't have made a difference. So there's still an element of yourself playing the right shots.
Yeah.
However, like I said, if you're looking for something that's as good as, or maybe slightly cheaper, maybe gives a little bit less power, the Osprey, I think, when I come to review it, is going to be in that direction because it was really good.
Yeah.
And I played really well, and I didn't feel like I needed to go to my Pro 4.
Okay.
So, yeah, look out for that. And you need to try that because it's a really good paddle.
I will.
And if you get the opportunity out there to try one, try it and see what you think.
The problem is, again, because we've got this tournament coming up, I'm nervous to try another paddle in between. I just want to get back.
But we put too much on the paddle. If you play your shots and using a different paddle.
Yeah, but also, I think that changing paddles, when you're used to a paddle and you've got a tournament coming up, you stick with that
Yes,
paddle.
but if you've got two paddles and you're used to two paddles. However, one thing I'm starting to notice, and I don't know if this is why I want you to test it as well. I think that the Osprey might be more suited to indoor.
Right, okay.
And the Pro 4 is more suited to hardcourt or outdoor.
Well, you say that, but I saw a lot of people using it in rotor.
Right.
The Osprey.
Well, it might just be for me. It might suit me indoor and different one outdoor. And that's what, I'm looking to figure out.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so look out for that.
Well, while
one.
we're talking about paddles, should we talk about the fake paddles?
Yeah.
The copy paddle, because I know we've touched on it before.
Yeah. But the reason why I want to talk about it again is because I've seen, we're not going to cut open a real paddle to see and compare. We can cut open a Chinese one because we know, it's 30 quid.
Well, you can cut open a Chinese one.
Well, I wouldn't buy a Chinese one. First of all, I don't think, look, I'm not having a go at people that use them. Cost is an issue.
Yeah.
And there's an element of, are pickleball companies, manufacturers ripping people off? I don't know. Because if you look at all sports, top paddles, bats or rackets are all expensive.
Yeah, whatever sport you play, you're going to pay, go and play golf. You can play £1,000 for a club,
But if you're not competitive, then
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Go and buy one. Cost might be.
If I wasn't playing competitively, I'd buy one. Absolutely. In fact, I'd probably buy 6.
Okay, but I've often. But you'd sell 5 the next week. But the thing is, I saw this video on YouTube, and it was a guy who'd he'd not cut them open, but he'd actually X-rayed them.
Yeah,
it was really, really interesting. Look it up.
Yeah.
So he'd got these Chinese paddles. I think it was the Pro 4, and he'd got the fake ones. And he'd X-rayed them, and he was going through the differences.
Yeah.
And they are not made as well. They are not. They might look identical.
They do have the foam inside, don't they? But I don't think they have as much foam.
They do have the foam, but it's not as much. It's not as consistent, and it is also prone to the core crushing.
Well, for someone that's just playing rec play, but I recommend them. I understand. I don't see an issue with them.
I understand. However, they're not legal paddles, and I know legality comes in at tournaments. But really, if you're playing rec play, you shouldn't be using an illegal paddle either, should you?
No, but it doesn't matter really.
If it doesn't matter, but you don't want to go on there and you're smashing it all over the place.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say go and get a Diadem Vice, which is completely foam, go and play with that. But if you've got one of these Chinese paddles, they're probably not going to play as good as the real ones anyway.
No, and they're probably not going to last as long either.
Probably not, but who knows?
But I just
don't really know, do we?
After I saw this video, I just wanted to say, look, we'd often speculated what they were like inside. Yeah. But they're not, just as long as they're not going to be comparative, even though they look the same.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted to say.
Okay. I want to then move on to a big issue that we've both had, and we've talked about it before.
Which again, 3 years down the line, we're still not none the wiser. And a lot of people probably have these issues as well. And it's about footwear in pickleball. So just tell us a bit about your journey, Andy, because I know it's been like, in fact, you've got your new ones on now. Yeah, I have.
Tell us how you got to that.
Okay. I never had foot pain before I played pickleball. Yeah. Never. Now, when we got our puppy a year ago, all of a sudden we went from having an older dog not being able to walk far, and I was doing a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Now I used to wear convenient trainers. And then I fell in love with these Adidas. I can't remember what they were called, and they were slip-ons. I mean, I'm in my 50s, for God's sake. I can't, you know, how long have I got left? I'm not wasting time doing my laces. So I got these slip-ons. They were the most comfortable shoe. It turned out they had ridiculous lack of support.
Right.
Over time, with walking for miles with the puppy and playing on the hard courts of pickleball, whether it's inside or outside, I started to get foot pain. In the meantime, you'd had plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it must be so common. I don't know if it's an age thing or if it's a
lot of people
thing.
suffer with ankles and feet, and there's a lot going on. Yeah.
So I started to realize that obviously you know about my hockers. Even I've done so much research on foot pain. It turns out, as I said, that I've got metatarsalgia, not plantar fasciitis, which is pain in the balls of your feet.
Not just in your balls.
I lost my balls a long time ago.
Yeah,
mate.
when you got married.
Yeah. I miss those guys.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of research, and the first thing I did obviously was change from these Adidas trainers. Now, I don't believe my pain is necessarily linked to pickleball, because when I'm playing, I don't have the pain. I have the pain afterwards, and then I can go to bed at night and my feet are throbbing.
Right.
So I knew I needed a new pair of trainers. However, I've sorted out off the court, and the hockers really help with that. And now I also don't go bare feet in the house. So I got the hocker sliders as well, which are like, I mean, they look like orthopedic shoes when you first get them, but they're big, aren't they? But they're really cool. I don't want to put you off if somebody is if you're suffering from foot pain. You know, one of the keys also is to
a recovery shoe is recommended, isn't it?
Yeah. So I use this as my recovery shoe. Anyway, so I then started. You know, the hockers can only go so far, and after I played pickleball, I was still getting the pain, and then it's probably not, pickleball is probably a part of it, but it's probably a whole series of things in my life, and that's why I can't just concentrate on the court shoe. I have to worry about my shoes off the court as well. So, and I realized that sometimes we talk about changing paddles, but we need to look after our feet, and we need to change our shoes as well, our court shoes. Now, I've had these for a year, and I think they're probably wearing out, and they might have been wearing out after 6 months. I've never researched a pickleball shoe before. It's only since I got the hockers and they made such a difference to my life. I then started researching pickleball. Now it's a complete minefield.
Yeah. There's so many to choose from. It's just crazy.
And I know you've had issues. And since I've had my pain, we're constantly talking about it.
I have gone from having, I use the Asics, I think they're a Nimbus 21 or something. I've had them probably for 3 years.
Yeah. But they're not a court shoe.
Well, in that time, I have bought probably 4 pairs of trainers, and every pair has caused me aggravation. So I've gone back to my previous pair, which are now ready for the bin. So I am
that are now also giving you pain.
Well, I actually fell over. Did you not see in the team league where I slipped and went over because they're threadbare underneath? I've actually got the diadem court bursts.
Right. Well, okay. Let's get on to that then. So once I got my off-court feet sorted, the next thing I did was I started doing the research on the court shoes. Now, first of all, I did all this research is based on foot pain, particularly plantar fasciitis and metatarsalgia. So if you haven't got foot pain, wear what you want. I mean, get good court shoes. You don't want to be falling over like Robert. However, there's lots of people out there who do have foot pain, who also might not have had foot pain before they started playing. Probably lots of other pain as well. As we know. So I asked ChatGPT. Now, I know you laugh at me when I use it. However, it scours the internet. So it saves you a lot of time and gets the right information for you. And number one, well, I asked it for the top 5 based on suitability for foot pain and customer reviews. And
give us your top 5. Give us your top 5, because you're number 1 on this list. I'm going to tell you about it in a minute.
I don't know if these are in popularity order.
Right.
But number one was Diadem Court Burst.
Right. Well,
which is what you had, and you've had them for a year.
And I've wore them.
Oh, you have, right?
Yeah,
okay.
And I was in pain afterwards. So
and what kind of pain?
I can't remember.
Like breaking in kind of pain?
I don't know. I don't know what breaking in pain feels
like.
Like
When you wear a pair of shoes and they're rubbing against you, and they're not quite comfortable. You have to wear them in a bit.
Well, I don't know. I gave up, but I'm going to go back to now. AI has told me that they're okay. I'm going to go.
The intelligence.
I'm going to use them again.
Okay.
Because I've got them. So I need to find a shoe that really helps me, and I think the lateral movement in these is quite good, isn't it?
I mean, you can ask anyone, do any research, anybody who knows.
Yeah.
A running shoe is not suitable.
No.
Yes, you can wear them.
Yeah.
But they're not suitable for pickleball, particularly if you've got, foot pain.
Yeah.
So basically, things like the Diadem Court Burst, the Skechers Viper Pro.
Now, the Skechers ones that I bought and returned them about 10 minutes later.
I don't think they're these.
The Viper Pro, right?
Yeah, they've now got out the Viper Court Pro 2.
Ah, right.
So
okay.
I think when you tried them was probably 2 years ago. It wasn't last year, was it?
No, it wasn't. I think it was the Open 2 years ago.
However, I don't want to go and there's some of the top recommendations are £150, $150.
Yeah,
and I don't want to go out and spend that on a pair of clothes.
No.
So I think you've got things like the Skechers, and then there's I don't know if I'm saying it right, the Bobalot Jet Mac 3, which were cheaper, but the problem we have here in England is that you can't. There's loads in America pickleball shoes, but they aren't here.
No.
And if you do find them here, they haven't got them in your size. And I'm in 8.5, which is probably a very average size. So
small, below average.
Yeah, but I've got a big
heart. Yeah. Number 4, Asics Gel Resolution X,
which again were around £150.
Okay.
And I didn't want to spend that.
And you've gone for?
So on the list was the K-Swiss Express Lite 3.
Right.
So
never heard of them.
No, I'd never heard of them. I mean, who even sells?
I thought they made pocket knives.
Who even sells K-Swiss in this country?
No one that I know.
Yeah. So, but then the problem was, I then researched each shoe, and I can keep asking questions to say that, I go on and it'll have like the clay court version, or it doesn't have the pickleball. What's the difference between the pickleball?
You can drive yourself mad.
They'll have a paddle shoe instead in my size. So I would ask the question, well, what's the paddle shoe difference? And it would say, well, the paddle shoe gives you this and that, and it might be paddle is a softer. It's a softer court, isn't it? I've never actually been on a paddle
it's
court.
A bit softer.
So you've got to be careful. If you get a clay shoe, that's fine. However, you're not. It's going to wear out quicker on a hard court.
It's interesting.
The problem is, and my wife was saying this to me today, that
she can't stand you.
Apart from that, she actually she's a bit like you. She adores me. So she says she was talking about me researching, and that's exactly what I do whether it's going on holiday. I really go into it because but the thing is, when people say pickleball saved my life, pickleball's made me, it keeps people healthy. It actually has made me healthier off the court as well. So it's solving issues, probably some issues I didn't have before pickleball, but I researched this so much, and I ended up, you've got to make your own decision in the end.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, well, I'll just get a pair of shoes. If it's a court shoe, it's a court shoe, but there are levels of, good ones and bad ones. And if you don't have any foot pain and you're young and you're athletic, that's fine. Any court shoe will probably do. But for our purposes and anybody else with foot pain, you need to make an informed decision. So every question I asked came up with the K-Swiss Express Lite 3.
Okay.
And I ended up finding them this week for £60.
That's cheap.
On a website. K-Swiss had them, but they were horrendous colours and they were £70.
Right.
They're on sale.
Well, you've not tried them yet.
Before. I'm wearing them now because I've not played.
You've not played in them yet.
Yeah, they arrived yesterday. I cannot wait to play with them. They feel so good. And let me tell you, I wanted to get away from. I wanted to find out, is it cheap because they're not good? And every time I asked the question, it came back with this, that this was the perfect one.
Okay, that's interesting. So we'll see.
So and if anybody else has any shoe recommendations particularly for foot pain, let us know.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'll let you know how these are, because now Every time we're on court now, you're telling me you've got foot pain. A couple of weeks ago, you said you're going back to these other shoes you've got.
Well, I went to...
and I kept telling you, you're wearing the wrong trainers.
I went to a specialised running shop.
Yes, that sold you a running shoe, funnily enough.
Which I went in and they look at your gaits and how you run. And basically, I told them I played pickleball. They actually knew what pickleball was. And I said, look, what do I need? And they said, to be honest with you, you just need a shoe that's comfy. And they ended up telling me these Hockers, which I actually played in about 3 or 4 times, and I was amazing.
Yeah.
My game was fantastic. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. You were bouncing all over the place.
I was bouncing all over.
That's what Hockers do.
Yeah. And then I was starting getting pain playing in them. So I stopped playing and went back to my old trainers again.
You were stitched up.
Well, I wear them anyway.
Yeah, I mean they're a great shoe. Yeah.
But I am going to go back to the Diadem Court Burst and give them another go. I'll come back to you and let you know what I feel.
But I think it can almost be, obviously it's not as important as the paddle, but we do have to consider the shoes.
Yeah, because when you're in pain, it's no good, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
I know that was
crazy.
You got a load off your mind there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I'm just seeing if we've got anything else. Yeah, I mean, I think we've pretty much come to the end. I mean, there's probably so much I've forgotten.
Well, there probably is, but you know,
there's always another time. There's another day.
There's another day.
Yeah. Anything you want to say?
I just want to say that me and Andy really appreciate everybody that listens to the podcast. We do this out of the love of our hearts and the love for pickleball. We hope it relates to people playing that have, followed our journey and their journey as well, because it's tough, the mental side of pickleball, the injuries, life in general gets in the way. So we do appreciate you listening, and we do hope it sort of reflects on you and your game as well.
And you're listening to this because hopefully you're as passionate as we are, and we want to put that passion across and help.
And we'll tell you all about the team finals and how we get on. And
I can tell you now.
And a shout out to our sponsors, the Pickleball people, as well.
Yeah, we'll have some discount codes and some cool stuff coming from them soon.
Absolutely. And thanks for listening, guys.
And have a great week and enjoy your pickleball. And let us know. Keep sending the messages.
Yeah.
And I haven't said this for a while. It really, really helps us if you can rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening on. If you can put a little review, or even don't put a review, just rate us. That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, one more thing. No, I'm not. I was just doing a Columbo.
Columbo, who's that?
Yeah. Do you not know Columbo?
No, my grandma used to talk about him.
Bye, everyone.